Romance is by far the most divisive genre in anime. You could be watching a show and 30 people will tell you it's mid and why you should be watching the Kurotora farming battle shonen instead. However, now that the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is airing, everybody's silent for once, cause it's clear that it's the best romance anime we've had in years. So what makes this show so special? Before we get into that, I wanna tell you about a friend I know back in high school. Let's call him Jacob. Jacob is the nicest person I've ever met. He treats everybody with respect, feeds the stray animals in front of school. He even would let you copy his homework without hesitation. Anybody would love to be friends with Jacob. Okay, this is what Jacob looks like. Be honest now, would you still be his friend? This is actually the same thing that Rintaro, the protagonist of this anime, goes through every day. On the inside, he's a thoughtful, kind person, maybe even too kind. On the outside though, he's not as ugly as my friend Jacob here, but his rough and tense appearance makes it hard for people to approach him. Usually they would take one look at his face, assume he's a delinquent, scream out of sheer aura, or just run the hell away. One day, he spotted a tiny girl devouring some cake from his parents' shop. He took one look at her and the girl just grabbed her shit and left. Rintaro was like, yeah, makes sense, lost us another customer. But then, something weird happens. The girl came back and she even apologized. Rintaro didn't understand, something's not adding up. Why would she want to know about someone like me? Why did she run out if she wasn't scared? Fast forward a bit, he saves her from Scumbag 1 and 2, and by a twist of fate, she turns out to be going to the school right next to his. Which is actually a big problem for Rintaro. Kikyu Private Academy Girls High School, a prestigious school for elite young ladies. Next to it, Shidori Public High School, a place where all the ages and rejects of society seem to gather. As you might have guessed, Rintaro is from Shidori and the girl Waguri is from Kikyu, which is a huge problem cause these two schools absolutely hate each other. This guy tried to give a Kikyu girl her napkin back and she looked at him like he just said One Piece is not peak fiction or something. Just waiting in front of the other school is enough to start a civil war. Now I got a question. Who decided to put these two next to each other? It's like putting McDonald's next to some fancy Italian restaurant. Upon finding out Waguri is from Kikyu, Rintaro figured she might be done, since one of those elites can be bothered with someone like him. Waguri though, she was actually happy.
りんたろうくんのことたくさん知れるかもって思ったんですもん。
This is why the show first got me, because in that moment, Rintaro realized he just done to her what everyone has always been doing to him his whole life. He finally found someone so upfront and straightforward. She saw past appearances, she didn't care about schools, rumors, or labels. She only saw him for him, and the second he learned she's from Kikyu, he only treated her as such. It's such a simple character moment, but it speaks volumes for how good the writing in the show is. The romance genre is indeed the most divisive in anime. La La Land, Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind, The Notebook, stories that redefined the genre, left an emotional mark and stuck with people for years. Anime romance has none of that. That's cause 90% of shows nowadays are either trashy harem bait or feel good shows with zero depths or any real conflict to them. They're more like fantasies they sell you cause they know you're horny. And listen, I eat that shit up, but I can understand why a lot of people can connect with this genre. I'm not gonna pretend that the premise behind Kaoru Hana is original. We've seen it in Nisekoi, Boarding School Joliet, or the actual Joliet. I'm also not gonna pretend that it's not a feel-good show, cause it does indeed makes me feel pretty good. But it is the characters that makes this show so much more. Usually in romance anime, characters don't act like real people. There's barely any logic to their actions, it's just drama for the sake of drama. In Kaoru Hana though, every character interaction feels natural. There's logic behind the way they act, but much more than that, the characters actually feel like real people that you can meet in real life. Sure, he's that one loud extroverted idiot that can be too much sometimes, but you know how much he cares about everyone. Saku is that one tsundere dude that can't admit how much he like hanging out with the boys. Yorita, I don't know his deal yet, but he's chill. Subaru is a character you'll hate at first glance, but you'll soon realize that you just wanna squeeze her and apologize for ever being mean. Rintaro problems might seem exaggerated, but we all had moments where we felt judged for something that we can't control. Waguri might be the closest thing to a fantasy here. The internet absolutely loves this girl, all the edits go hard, especially the Aizen ones. She is the classic trope of the girl who finds a lonely boy and makes his world colorful. But as the show goes on, you'll find out she's actually as awkward as Rintaro, maybe even more, and that he might have actually saved her more than she saved him. It's an incredible cast of characters that makes it really easy to connect with the show. This anime adaptation has been anticipated for so long. It felt like every time I opened TikTok, I saw edits with the One Arctic Monkeys song. That's because the manga is well regarded as being one of the best romance manga ever made. It also won tons of awards, deservedly so. There are moments in here so subtle and well written they nearly brought me to tears. And it seems the adaptation is going to be the same, cause this looks amazing. Who made this, bro? Who is it? Oh, it's them. Cloverworks is like that one kid from class who farted once but he's so goated nobody even cares anymore. Ever since you know what season 2, it's been banger after banger after banger. Even this season they got 3 shows going and all of them look so good, yet Kaoru Hana looks the best of them. I can take any frame of Waguri, print it out, put it in my pocket and go to war. Some people on Twitter were complaining about the anime being not as expressive as the manga, but manga and anime are 2 different mediums. Manga is designed to hit with a single panel. Anime builds its emotion through movement, voice acting, soundtrack, direction, and so far it's been perfect. This show feels like a breath of fresh air in the romance scene. No fan service, no tired tropes used for cheap laughs or fake drama, no love triangles, no harem nonsense. The author could have made one of the boys fall in love with Waguri just for the sake of drama, or he could have made Subaru into Waguri's rival and turned this shit into another love triangle here. But he didn't, cause that's not what the story is about. It's about a group of friends growing up, dealing with love and identity in a sincere, realistic way. And that's exactly why so many people are falling in love with this show. It takes the best part of romance anime, skips over all the trashy parts, then elevates it into something so impactful, relatable, real. With a couple that doesn't need 300 chapters of where they one day to get together, and a relationship so healthy and grounded, it makes other anime couples look like suckers. Maybe this could be a turning point for romance anime. With the Blue Box also airing earlier this year, anime studios and mangakas might finally realize that there's a market for shows like this. We don't want trash anymore, we just wanna be better. We want good ass shows that can take themselves seriously and can really have an impact on our life. Just maybe. Or maybe not. The way I know the anime community, we will never stop eating trash up. But the fact that these 2 shows came out this year and were actually appreciated so much is already a huge win to me, cause it proves something so important, that romance anime could actually be good when done right, and that this genre just not a way to appeal to lonely losers that can get bitches in real life. When the settings are right, when the writing is honest, and when the characters feel human, this genre could be used as a vehicle to tell real emotional stories that can move people in a way other genres couldn't. I have no doubt that the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity will become the standard for romance anime, just like Full Metal Alchemist is the standard for battle shonen. And that's exactly why, in a way, I believe this show might single-handedly save the entire romance genre. All I have left to say is protect Waguri at all costs, never talk shit about Subaru, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.